Welcome to the Back Nine Six Pack with Mitch and Justin. Let's roll.
Hello and welcome to episode 142 of the Back Nine Six Pack. Tonight we've got a little bit of our golf, PGA Championship preview and auction draft, and then we're quickly going to head over to the patio after that. My name is Mitch, joined as always by my esteemed colleague Justin. I think, a while back we did like a ranking of the months of the year, and I feel like May is starting to tumble down my list a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I don't know what about this year. Like, my kids' into the school year has been like harder, and like I feel like we got more stuff going on, and it's been weird. But like, even if you go back a couple years when we went to the PGA Championship, kind of comparing weeks here, weather's just not been great in May. Like the last 2 to 3 years, like we always feel like we get like a chilly stint, like before it starts to get like way warmer. Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it might be falling down the list pretty hard here.
Maybe it's just I'm late to the party because my kids are like younger than yours, but May has like become a secondary December in terms of like busyness.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's wild.
I mean, and I feel like we had field day on Friday, right? Like for one of my kids.
Yeah.
I had a kid that had a field trip today. Like, I mean, I didn't have to do anything for that, but like, it just feels like it's like, and then you're like, okay, like, why can't we just end school now? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they got 8 days left, and it's like, what are we going to actually do with 8 days? Not really sure. But then it's like, someone was like, well, if you just end it now, like, then the 8 days prior to this is just going to, I'm like, that's fair. But I'm just like, it's always funny. I'm like, now that all my kids are in school, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
I've only got on this time of year.
I've only got the one in school, but it's like, just like you said, field days tomorrow. They're taking a trip up to his next school on Thursday, and so they send home a paper, and it's like, oh, we need them to wear their class shirt on Tuesday for field day and on Thursday for the elementary school visit. And I'm like, you're making me do laundry on a Wednesday now. Like, what are we? This is too much.
Yeah. I forgot about that too. We've got a kid switching to school this year, and I didn't have to do anything for it, but they did. They went and visited the next school. And then he throw in like a softball. I'm like, we've got 2 softball games in like 3 days this week. I'm like, so like that's not falling into the laundry cycle, right? So that's like an extra laundry that's going to have to be done. I agree. May's falling down the list. I kind of thought that last year just because of the weather. Obviously, I wasn't here Memorial Day last year. That was when we were in Scotland. But from what I heard, it was terrible. It was like 60 degrees and rainy, and like that's how our Mays have been recently. It's like that last like cold stint right before it gets warm permanently. You know what I mean?
It's super annoying this year because we were getting like 80-degree days in April, and then now it's like we reverted back. So it's
but then I just looked. I think it's well noted at this point. I follow a guy on Facebook called Weather Freak. I think have we talked about that on here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I just saw him post something today, and it's like we're supposed to get like heat indexes into the 90s on Sunday, which is just kind of just out of left field, right? Like it's crazy. So
yeah, I'm with you though on the school thing. Like I was talking with Susie, I was like, you know what? Let's just start school August 1, and then get them out on April 30th. Get rid of spring break if you have to. Like, let's just go August to April, then we get May, June, July all off. And just let us have this.
I don't hate that. I think it's been noted. We had a good spring break this year, but I think I've noted that I don't really like spring break that much. To me, like, I think it should be like start in August. If you need the PD days, if for those familiar with teaching, like professional development, they're required to get so many hours in.
Yeah.
Like I'm cool with like 2 of those a semester, right? If you have to have those. Winter break shouldn't be more than like 9 days, like for real.
Yeah.
Like, fit Christmas in, fit New Year's in, and then that should be it. 2 more PD days, and then you're out. Yeah, I would be shocked if they'd have to go past April 30th if that was the schedule.
Yeah, I would like to condense it, and then because once you get into May, like I said, it just becomes crazy. And then secondary to this, I will say, this if I had to power rank the things on this podcast that we care about, right? We care about golf, we care about beer, but third on that list might be the moms. All right,
Yes.
we are a podcast fully supportive of moms, and experiencing this again this year, Mother's Day really gets shortchanged. You still got to go to school the next day with the kids.
It's not great.
No, Father's Day's in the middle of June. We get a golf tournament we love to watch. Like, they set this thing up so nicely, and Mother's Day becomes this, like, you got to get to the flower store. Now you're mulching all of a sudden. You're doing all this stuff. No, we need to give moms their due on this.
Yeah, well, I think that's the biggest thing is, like, it's a school day the next day.
Yeah.
And I think for people like our wives who are both teachers, they'd kill to have the next day off. Just like not be a school day. I don't know why you couldn't do like the beginning of June be like Mother's Day and then like have Father's Day where it's at, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm assuming is Father's Day and Mother's Day a Hallmark thing?
I would imagine it has to be. I don't know how either of them were, founded or whatever you want to say.
Well, I'll tell you this. So not to dig too deep on this, but is there a company that has more of a stamp on our lives that, frankly, I know they're still around, but like that is kind of non-existent kind of to today than Hallmark? I mean, they've created like how many holidays through greeting cards?
Right.
It's insane. So
let me see. Here we
go.
You
guys are all worried about AI and Apple and all Google. You should be worried about Hallmark. They're still their mark is still around. So
yeah, and then they're just like they create these things, and then they're they've cornered the market on the holiday, like the gift cards or whatever, not gift cards but greeting cards, and they're charging you like $7 for a card on top of it. So it's just
there might be a monopoly on like actual greeting cards, because I went and got 2 of them yesterday for my mom and my sister-in-law, and I'll be honest, I didn't see a non-Hallmark one. So we might be onto a class action here. Maybe take them all the way up to the Supreme Court. Then we can change Mother's Day to June. There we go.
So Mother's Day, I just looked this up real quick. Apparently, this is according to the Smithsonian. Mother's Day was officially established in the U.S. by Anna Jarvis in 1908 to honor her own mother's legacy and personal sacrifices. Following her mother's death in 1905, she campaigned for a dedicated day to recognize all mothers, culminating in President Woodrow Wilson signing it into a national holiday.
Do we know if Woodrow Wilson had any stock in Hallmark at this point? Because you never know. So
yeah, you don't. Yeah, we won't look any deeper. We'll just throw out those accusations and move on. That's
I think we're still going to blame Hallmark. I don't want to blame that chick. That sounds like a really decent way to like honor mothers and her mother, but we'll just blame Hallmark.
Yeah, and Woodrow Wilson, he can take some blame too.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for listening. Please subscribe, rate, review the show. Follow us on social media at Pack96Pack. Shoot us some fan mail. That's always down in the show description, the link for that. Just to touch on our golf stuff before we get into PGA. League night was back. Big success. Great weather last week.
A little chilly, but other than that, it was kind of looking crappy there for a little bit. Like it was supposed to rain, maybe.
Yeah, it held off though. Luckily, it was one of those weird ones where it was like, so I had a doctor's appointment earlier in the day and I went and left. I wore shorts. I was fine. Sunny. It was great. I get home. It's like starting to get cloudy and windy. I'm like, I gotta put pants on. So I had to wear pants, and then I had a hoodie, and I'm playing just fine, playing in that, whatever. And then like, cause I walk by like the 6th hole, I started to get kind of sweaty where it was like, do I take this hoodie off? Do I not? But then the wind is still a thing. And, just kind of powered through that way. But yeah, it was like just teetering on shorts or pants, and hated to have to bring out pants the first week. I never want to do that.
Yeah, but it looks like this week, my first week is not going to be, it looks like it's going to be like 78 and sunny and shorts, decent walking weather, assuming I can get over this cold by Wednesday that I'm hanging on to. But I'm looking forward to getting out there for league night, first league night for me.
Yeah, I continued my trend of being incapable of hitting greens. I hit 1 green in regulation Wednesday night. That was impressive.
Yeah.
This time was more due to the drive. The driving was bad on Wednesday. I talked last week about trying to keep the hands high and trying to take the lefts out, and I did not do that. I was just mega lefts. There was at least 2 Waffle House balls. I hit one on 4 white, just a straight Waffle House. It like ducked under that like shitty tree that's right before the bigger trees.
Oh God!
And scooted into that first creek. And
That's
I'm looking around. Yeah, I'm looking around for it. I'm like, whatever. I'll try to find it. And then I happen to like just see a ball sitting there in what was a running creek bed, which is kind of rare for that spot. It's usually not too wet, but there's actual water. And I was like, do I really want to hit this? Like, it was like clearly I could hit it, but it was, could just take the drop. Well, I hit the shot, splattered myself with mud horribly. Like there's, I sent you the picture of the hat. Luckily, I wore the Navy hat, so it wasn't too bad.
Dude, you'd have been burning that white hat, by the way. Like that would have been.
Oh yeah, unrecoverable if I wore the white one. Yeah, but I hit a 58. Just like, all right, I'm gonna hit this thing as hard as I can, just see how far it goes. It ends up going like 80 yards out to the middle of the fairway. Hit a really good 8-iron on. I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna make this shot pay off. Pin was in like the middle right of the green, really tough spot. And I got excited with the first putt, so I ran it like 6 feet by. Missed that one, 3-putt double bogey with mud all over me in the process. It was not what you want to do. But yeah, I think I also sent you guys today. Been tracking stats in the Grint app. Decided to go ahead and get the membership so I can do the advanced stuff. And I sent you the screenshot of it. I'm hitting the ball like a 14 handicap, but I'm putting like a +1 right now.
Jesus.
And that all adds up to about an 8.
You know what that reminds me of is like the people that take the age test. Like, how old are you?
Yeah.
And it's like your body's actually like 68 years old, but you're 35. Like, that's kind of what your full swing's like right now. Is like you're 36, but you're actually 68. You know what I mean? But then I think they measure. I've taken one of those, and they like, well, your heart health is actually like, so your heart health is like a 20-year-old's.
Yeah.
But full body is like 68,
Yeah, we got some issues with the back or the extremities or some aches and pains. Yeah, but the heart's still good, which is nice. Yeah, I had some truly like the chipping has been really nice this year. One thing I will say about our course, the grass, you don't want to be in the rough, but I find myself there a lot, and it's way better this season to start the year than it was last year. There's not nearly as many like deads. Last year, you'd be greenside and you're just in like a hole of mud and you're just like, I got nothing. And this year it's like actually good to chip from in spots. And I've hit the up and down. I texted you about it. The up and down I had on 9 was absolutely filthy. I was way left in the trees off the drive, hit an 8-iron up over the trees, green side, but it was left of the bunker. And the pin was like front left. So pretty fast. And there's not much room to land that. And I just hit a disgusting flop shot just under the green. It rolled out to like 3 feet, and I made the putt. So we're short game looks good. I don't know how. Usually it's the opposite. You get the rust with the chipping and putting, and But I'm dealing with the opposite. The rust is all in the full swing game right now.
Well, I tell you, I was living through you through the Grint app.
Yeah.
I was at a softball game, watching you around and trying to send vibes. It's just like as soon as it started going downhill, it was like, all right, we got a par 5. Like, let's take advantage of it. And like, I think you said something back like, this is going to be like, we'll be lucky to make par or something, or net par or something like that. So, but you did finish strong. I
did.
So that's all that matters.
3 straight up and downs for par on 7, 8, and 9.
And I'll be honest with you, knowing where that win was probably coming from on Wednesday, those last 3 holes are not the easy. Like at least the last 2 of the last 3.
They were all dead into it pretty much.
Yeah, that's the worst wind on those holes. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah, it was not friendly. That's for sure. I hit the fairway on 7 and 8, both of them, and had in between wedges in my hand. In both of those holes, it's like you just take the shorter club because it's where you want to miss. Which I got up and down on both of them pretty easily, and that's why you plan it that way.
Yeah. Speaking of that, it's funny to like. So that I did not know we were having this event out at our course, but they had a golf week event. like Golf Week Amateur Tour event at our course on Saturday. Shout out to Jeff Sullivan. He's actually got a pretty good, decent following on Instagram now. So if you're on Instagram, go give his page a check out. Like, he's into a lot of course management stuff. It's actually pretty interesting. But he's a good player, right? He's a plus handicap, and it's interesting to kind of see people play our course. And it doesn't matter how good you are or how bad you are. Everybody struggles with the same thing, right? I can't believe I have X amount in the green and I'm making bogeys.
Yep.
And whether that's like, in his case, it was like 80 to 90 yards. Someone that doesn't quite hit the ball as far, maybe it's like, oh, I have less than 150, but I'm missing, It's funny to watch people struggle with, especially people like us or like him, where it's like, he's hitting a wedge and it's hitting the green and it's sucking back off. Like, there's a certain way you've got to play our course. Or like you said it perfectly. Like, sometimes you just got to be like, look, if it stays up there, great. But if it's not and it rolls back short, it's like not the end of the world, right?
Yep.
So it's just interesting when you were kind of saying that. It was like, people struggle with putting. People struggle with those shots. Like, that's where our course is tough. It's definitely not the longest course in the world. But that's where the teeth are, essentially.
Yeah, definitely. It was 100% true. So yeah, glad to have you back for League. We got a couple of other boys coming back too. It's going to be nice to see everybody again. Last week we had 54 players, so if more people are coming this week, we'll Godspeed to us finishing in 2.5 hours out there with daylight left. But yeah, always good to get back for League night and see everybody.
Yeah, yeah. I do have that's something that's not on here, but it's my golf.
Yeah.
And I don't think you know about this, which is going to be fun to get your live reaction to this.
Okay.
So you probably know this. Drew Garrison's like a Bengals guy, right? Like, he kind of tweets about the Bengals, whatever. He like tweeted a sign that was on a golf course. It's like, you're 150 yards from the center of the green. You're 175 from a $200 glass window. Choose your club carefully. He goes, golfer isn't responsible for a broken window at a house on the course. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Well, for those that follow this show, I broke a window last year, right? They'd won, like, it happens, right? Like, you make one bad swing and you playing on a course, like, that house is not super far left that I hit. I felt that I was representing the company I work for at this golf outing and had clients with me that I was like, I should probably pay for this window, or at least offer to pay for this window. But then some guy pops in, right? You always got this guy.
Always.
He goes, respectfully, no. Learn how to play golf before you step on a golf course. There's no window on any course I've been on that is reasonably in play. So I, not going to let that slide. Like, I'm not going to let someone slander us window breakers, okay?
No.
So I said, scratch golfer here. I said, I had to pay for a window last year. I can most certainly guarantee I'm better than you at golf. I said, shit happens, right? That's what I responded. We go back and forth. It's lengthy. Like, he's like, you'd most certainly be wrong. All good, though. Sorry to hear about the window. Like, not going to let that slide. I'm not done with you, dude. Like, no. Like, so we go back and forth. I called him a non-ball knower. I said, it's okay. Just take the L. Like, other people start piping in. Like, guarantees better than you. The fact that he's behind a burner, right? He's got a picture.
Yeah.
But he's like, his Twitter name's X name is Yankee Truther. Not sure what that means. Is he a Yankees fan? I don't know. Like, who knows? And so we go back and forth. I told him, I was like, well, then let's play, bud. Like, I'll like, within reason. Like, if you're in Columbus, dude, I'll drive up to Columbus. Like, I'll play golf with you and let's play for some money, right? Like, I do it every Friday anyway. And he was like, well, what do you usually play for? I was like, well, usually I have a couple side games for 10, 20 auto one downs. Like, it can get girthy if you don't play well. And then he goes, well, he's like, that's a little rich for my blood. I'll play for lunch or something. And he goes, And he goes, oh, I'm not within 2.5 hours of you. So I'm like, well, I'm not traveling 4 or 5 hours to play for lunch. Like, and I'm like, not claiming any. Because he said he was like, I doubt he's a scratch golfer. I was like, I'm not claiming anything. Like, it's all well documented. You can go look at my handicap. I play a course that's 6,500 yards, depending on the rotation you play. I said the course rating 72, depending, for the most part on every rotation we play. And I said the slopes range from 135 to 141. I will admit, I think our slopes are a little messed up. I don't think we have a lot of force carries or anything like that. I think those are slightly inflated.
Yeah.
He goes, bro, I'm 54, broken down, yet play from 67 to 7,100 yards with 76 course ratings. Don't care about your GIN. You're a young guy playing 6,400 yards. From 6,400 should overpower the course every single time. If I played from 5,800, I would. He's like, how's 500 five ways will play both gross and net and prop bet, and you won't break 78. I'm like, done. Like, let's go play, bud. And I'm like, my response to that was like, you wouldn't want me on a longer course. You want me at a 6,400 yard course taking driver out of my hands. Like, especially our course, like people that don't know it, like there's like legitimately like 6 drivers you hit, 9 if you stretch it out on a couple holes where you're like, all right, I'll hit driver here. Does that sound like a fair number?
Are you talking about like per 9 or per?
Just per 18 rotation. Red to white, the normal rotation. Like,
yeah, so you take out the par 3, so you got 14 tee shots?
Maybe 7 tee shots, 8 tee shots that are like...
Maybe it's stupid of me, but I'm probably hitting driver on like 10 of those.
See, I think we hit driver on holes that if you were playing our course for the first time, you would not hit driver.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, you wouldn't want me on a longer course. I would gladly play you on a 7,000 plus yard course for any amount. I said that or any amount. Like, and I was like, there's more to golf than yardage. I'm not even sure of your handicap and would bet you wouldn't break 80 at my home course with 38 to 40 putts you would have. Yeah. He goes, I'll message you to make arrangements, because he was taking heat from everybody. Like, you're backing away from this. Like, essentially everybody's like, you're backing away from this dude. Have not received the message yet. So Yankee Truther, if you're out there, love to hear from you, buddy. I'm all ears. If we're gonna play for that type of money, I will gladly fly somewhere. Like, let's go. Like, I'm all about a good money game, and I will definitely. But I'm gonna guess I don't get a direct message. This
is like the foreplay or the Bob Dub Sports like hater matches.
Yeah, like but I'm like, I'm not gonna let I'm like, dude, like, gladly. Like, I say this all the time. Like, when I play in our match play tournament, right? I go, if our course was 7,200 yards, I'd never lose a match in that match play. Ever. But because our course is 6,400 yards, it brings everybody that hits the ball less than 260 could beat me out there. I said, but I'm like, if we played our course at 7,200, I would never lose a match out there. Ever. Because I'd be hitting 9 irons and pitching wedges, and they would be hitting hybrids and 7-woods in the greens.
Yeah, and you already see some of that just on the 6,400 yard course. So
100%.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That was my Saturday. He caught me at a wrong time. Came out of a dinner, just 2 old fashions and like 4 beers deep, and like was just not going to let him go away. I'm calling this dude out.
That's so good. I'm gonna have to go back and read through the threads and the replies on that one for sure.
Yeah, because I'm sure you follow Drew. I would guarantee you probably follow Drew.
Yeah.
So I'll take and retrace the steps here.
Yeah, I got to piece this puzzle together for myself. Yeah, the last thing on our golf, I went ahead and I took the plunge. When I first bought the stack, I got the bundle with like the cheapest launch monitor I could get, just because I wanted to like make sure I wanted to use it and all that stuff. So I took the plunge and I upgraded to the one that they make, the Stack Radar, which unlocks a ton of, full swing practices. They have like a whole like wedge gamified thing that you can do. There's putting stuff on that, all this stuff that I can do now, which I told you was kind of like Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a little bit of practice time with Zach doing junior league and stuff. So that showed up in the mail today. Haven't opened it yet, but excited to get out there and test that, and probably gonna start trying to get back into the stack here this week and see how much I've lost and how quickly I can get it back, because I haven't done it since pre-Stampede, so it's been a good solid I don't know what that is, almost 9-month layoff or so. So we'll get back to that, but yeah, I'm excited to.
I think you had good gains last year too from it. You know what I mean?
I did. I had good gains from it, and it was like I honestly I think coming out of the winter into this year versus last year, like I was like golf ready last year, having done it, just like from a fitness, like, which sounds stupid, but it is. You come out cold and you start playing, and you get golf sore a little bit, and I think it's also has to do with some of these early season like ball striking issues I'm having too, just not comfy with the swing, not limbered up yet, not committed, all that stuff. So I'm gonna get back into all that stuff, which is exciting.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for you. Sometimes I think like if you do something like that, it might just give you a little bit of confidence, like you're swinging, not harder, but like just
freer.
A little more free. Yep.
Yeah, that's how I felt last year doing it. Was just like, oh, I can act, like this is meant for me to swing it this hard. Like the club is designed to go fast. Like I just need to let myself do it instead of trying to guide things. So
yeah, that's when you get in trouble. Any club, that's when you get in trouble.
Right. All right, should we get to it? A little
Let's
PGA. All right, so for those that listen to our Masters preview show, we switched things up. We went and did an auction draft, which went well, and it was fun. It was a good way to get through the field and talk about the tournament and all that. I've put a little more of a tighter budget on ourselves because we had leftover money at the end last time, so that's never good. I took it from 200 to 150. We're still going to take 6 players and a wild card at the end. But yeah, it makes you think. We're gonna have to think a little bit more instead of just throwing around cash here on if you really want a guy or not. So, of course, it's PGA Championship week. It is at Aronimink. I think it's cool. We have the Masters every year, and it's like that's so cool from a perspective like the course, like kind of the guys that play well and all that stuff. When you get to these, the tournaments, the other 3 where they rotate venues, you don't see a place for a while. It's a new place, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it really is like, man, this thing, it feels like so wide open compared to normal. Now, maybe not, depending on the guys that are playing really well at the top, but it's kind of like a mystery. It's nice when you get these big events that are going to some cool spots.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. That's the one thing I'm like. I feel like the last couple of years, like we went to the Valhalla one, that was cool because we went. But you look at the last couple of years, you went from Valhalla and then the Quail Hollow, and it just, I don't know, it just felt like very blah. Especially after the previous year of being at where was
Oak Hill.
Yeah, Oak Hill, which I thought was a great venue. So hopefully we get something like that. I think kind of looks like it might be something like that, but I'm looking forward to the venue.
I think I've come to realize, I like the West Coast courses a lot for the most part. I think the Northeast is either as good or better, possibly. And I feel like every time we get to the Northeast, that's like, those are the most enjoyable tournaments for me.
Oh, 100%. But the problem is like unlike the West Coast, like in Northeast, what do you get? Like 4 months of golfing weather, 4.5 months of golfing weather.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to have good weather this week. But again, it's a toss up, right? Like could be rainy. It could be 50 degrees outside. So, but I agree. I love the Northeast. I just wish it was warmer longer.
I know. Totally agree. Well, what we, one thing before we hop into the draft, I guess, just stuff about Aronimink. It's, hosted a few events here and there over the years. I mean, I think Justin Rose has a win at this course. I think Sepp Straka won a signature event. It might have been last year, actually.
Yeah, I think they did have a signature event.
Yeah, because the Truist was supposed to be at Quail Hollow, but the PGA was there, so they moved sites. There's a tournament, I forget exactly what tournament it was, but it was Tiger and Rory were tied for the lead after the first round. They both shot 62s that day. Neither of them won, but I think that was the one Justin Rose won. So yeah, it's a course we've seen. It's a Donald Ross, again, up in the Northeast. It's a little bit different look than, courses you get normally. So I'm I'm just kind of pumped to see the course and see how it plays. There's like, you always worry a little bit. You get these guys on like tracks like this, like sometimes they can go low, maybe too low for what you want to see for a PGA or a major. But I think this one feels like it'll hold up. They should, like you just said, the weather should be good. They can keep it a little firmer, little tighter corridors. I've heard, I've barely listened to anything, but some of the stuff I've heard, there's been some talk of maybe growing the rough up in spots and things like that. So it's a little more challenging than it would play otherwise. So yeah, I think that's kind of the general setup. But You won our last draft. I will give you the honor of putting up the first player. I'm going to share my screen so you can see the board here too.
Yeah, let me get my...
Again, this is always a lovely radio when I do this, but, let me figure out what we're looking at here. There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah, so $150. We're each taking 7 guys. The wild card pick will be the last one. But yeah, we... who do you want to put up first for auction here?
I think... So I read something today. Did you know that the last 7 of the 9 major winners were either Xander, Scotty, or Rory? Do you know that?
So I didn't intuitively know that, but they've been kind of hoovering them up, so that makes sense.
And I'll tell you, I saw a blank, no name attached to it, just finishes in majors.
Yeah.
Would have never guessed that it was Xander, but the dude is on a absolute heater when it comes to major. So I'm going to put him up first, only because it seems like the floor is pretty high at this point in majors over the last 3 years. I'm going to put him up at 10.
Oh. This is the stuff you do to me. I totally hear what you're saying. But he really just hurt my feelings at the Truist as my one and done pick. But I also can't just let you have Xander for $10. He's the what? Where's he at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's like the 7th favorite, and outside of last week, had been playing really well.
And again, it's just like it's a floor. It's a high floor play. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. If you look at this odds board, it kind of feels like you got your kind of core top guys, and then it's just kind of like, who else do you want?
That's what I kind of saw too. Yep.
It's tough once you get down. We'll get there as we start to fill out these teams, but there's just man, it feels like that second tier of guys. You could go 20 guys deep, and I'd agree with you. They have an equal shot of winning. I'll bump him to 15.
I'll take him at 20.
Man. Still feels like a deal. But I'm going to let you have him at 20 because like I said, he just hurt my feelings. So that's, my own problems. But
can we get how much? 115?
150.
150. Okay.
Yeah. So you're down to 130. That's a good buy for you, I think. Like you just said, has 2 of the last, whatever you just said, majors. Seems to be playing well. Good solid floor play. I don't think he's,
Does he win this week? I don't think so. But does it feel like a very almost guaranteed top 15? Probably. The way he's played in the last, 12 majors.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. Very interesting first guy to throw out there. I didn't think you'd be going there, but I respect it. I'm just going to go straight to the top here. I'm going to put Scotty Scheffler out there, and I'm going to put him for 25.
I'll go to 30.
I'm not going to 35.
40.
You're a rat. I'm going to go up to 50.
All right, you can have him for that.
Ugh.
You weren't getting them below 50. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. Let me write these prices down. Sorry. You took Xander at 20, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Yep. Well, a third of my budget's gone, but there
was just no way I was going to let you have the number 1 player in the world for less than 50.
And he's a very clear favorite if you just look at odds. Shop around a little bit. You can get him around 5-1 if you want to find him. DraftKings right now has him plus 380, so that's the worst price. That's worst price I'm seeing. But he's 3 straight second place finishes, best player in the world. Seems like the irons have sorted themselves out. This course seems like an absolute perfect setup for him. And he skipped the this week's signature event to go up there and practice. So I don't know. Feels defending champion. I'll take him for 50. It's fine.
All right. I'm going to throw out a club professional's son, Cameron Young.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. What's your price on Cam Young?
20.
Yeah. I'll bump Cam Young up to 25.
I'll do 30.
Oh, man. This is where I should have pressed. The problem is I should have pressed you on Xander, but I didn't want to end up with the Bryson situation from the Masters where you stick me with a guy I don't want. So that's good strategy on your part.
I honestly was like, look, if this goes up, if he takes it up to like 35, I'm letting him have him. Like that was kind of the play.
I should have pressed more on that one. Damn it. 25 on Cam. I'll go to 30 on Cam.
I'll go to 35.
Oh, I'm going to press to 40. Old scam.
See, I believe so much in that he's going to win a major this year. It's hard for me to let him go. I'll take him at 45. Okay.
I just had to get that price up a little bit on that one.
That's okay. To me, I just got a guy that I believe in for under 50. I'm good with that.
Yeah, if I didn't already just drop 50 on Scotty, I would have taken him up to 52. I just, I'm not too worried about, he struggled a little bit yesterday. The putter got him a couple times. Like, he still had every chance to win that tournament yesterday.
Yep.
It's in the Northeast. I'm with you. I think he wins a major this year. This one would seemingly be a really great opportunity. So,
yep.
Yeah, I like it. I like Cam Young a lot. Man, okay.
Go ahead and throw him out there. Let's bid him up to 50, so you only have 100 or 50 left.
I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to. No, you know what? Yeah, let's get the big boys off the board here. I'll throw up Rory. I'll start him at 20.
And we're just gonna skip a couple steps. I'm gonna go to 40.
Oh man. I might be letting you build a super team. 45.
Let's see, I'm at 65 now. Man, it doesn't leave me with much if I take him at 50. Yeah, you can have him. I think he goes post-major slump or post-master slump again here.
I don't love what I'm doing right now, just to be honest. This is not good. I was hoping you would just kind of throw a 46 or something at me and I'd just give them to you. He didn't play well at the Truist, but he hadn't played in a month. Like, I don't know what that means.
Well, that's what I think we're in the same cycle he was in last year right now.
Yeah, I am a little worried about that too. Honestly, it's for me kind of more of a course fit thing where sure he could win. He's Rory McIlroy, like it's, I think he could win, but what do I like him on a track like this that's more maybe a little more shaded towards driving accuracy and kind of like wedges and control, you know what I mean? Like when Rory's not at his best, he doesn't quite have like that iron game control.
Yeah. And
I just worry if he's just off enough, it's just going to be, he's not going to be as accurate with the short irons and stuff that he needs to be to win this week, in my opinion. So
for sure.
But yeah, look, if you give me Scotty and Rory and I'm a happy guy just from like a watching perspective, like those are two guys I like to root for. So but my budget is massively strapped at this point with $95 off the board.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah,
so,
you're pressing me hard here.
Your eggs are in a very, very small basket here.
I got to somehow get 5 more guys for. What did I do with this budget? I might have cut it too much. We'll see.
So I just need to put someone out there that I really want again. You know what? I'll give you a chance to maybe pick up a guy here. We're going with the other Fitzpatrick. We're going to Alex Fitzpatrick.
Jesus Lord.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a little shocking.
It is shocking
to see these odds on him the way that he's played golf the last 3.5 weeks.
How far down is he? I haven't even seen his name yet.
He is plus 15,500.
Yeah, I mean
155 to 1.
This is one we got to figure out what we're gonna do. There at that odds to win, there's no way I don't have some kind of placement bet or some kind of. If you go to Bet365, they let you do each way betting. Feels like a good opportunity to take him with like
I'm sure those
8 or
odds
10
are
places.
Juicy. Oh, I'm sure they're so juicy on a top 10.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I just think from a form perspective, tons of confidence right now. Like you're going to a course that people rarely know. Like all kinds of weird stuff happens, and he's playing excellent golf.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Usually these odds places they can read the room a little better than most people. And when I was kind of like deciding who I was next was when we were kind of going through the Rory thing, I was like, I was shocked to how far I had to go down to find him.
That's great. Honestly bizarre. A plus 770 for a top 10.
That's almost. You'd almost be doing yourself a disservice not to have some money on a top 10.
What price are you going to throw him out at?
I'll start him out at 10.
Okay. This is the problem. I've backed myself into a corner here. Sorry, I'm trying to look up while we're chatting. I want to see what his on Bet365 what the each way prices are.
Now, I will say the one thing that I will find interesting this week is this is his first tour event with a cut. Now, I'm throwing out the Zurich, right? But this is his first tour event with an actual cut. It's pretty easy to go out there and go balls to the wall when you know you're not going to get cut on Friday. You know what I mean?
Very true.
Major, and now he's played in the major before. He played in the Open a couple years ago, played pretty well. But maybe that's got something to do with it.
Yeah, he had. Was it the Brian Harmon Open where he was up there, or was it a different one?
Yeah, that was the same Open. Yep.
Yeah, so you can get him. Let's see. All right, so if you take an each way bet on him, if you want to take him to finish inside the top, so you're an each way bet for people that don't know, you're betting them to win, but then you're also side betting at a certain percentage of the bet for him to come inside the top 10, the top 8, the top whatever. So for a top 10 each way, you get 1/5 of 80 to 1 if he comes inside the top 10. So you're getting, I can't do math, 9 to 1. Is that right? No.
Yeah.
What's 80 divided by 5? I'm stupid. 16 to 1.
16 to 1.
Yeah, for a top 10. So like you could bet him to win at that 80 to 1, and then you also get that 16 to 1 on the top 10 versus that plus 770 we just talked about. So those are interesting markets to look at sometimes. You maybe take a little less.
Especially on a guy like that, like obviously you'll take 80 to 1, right? Like, but it juices the top 10 odds a little bit,
Exactly. Man, I hate to just let you have him, but I'm going to let you have him for $10 because
bingo
would not have crossed my mind.
Full faith in the other Fitzpatrick this week.
He is not even showing up in the player list for this, which is bullshit. I tried to get this thing to I'm going to have to fix that later. It's not even letting me type him in, so we'll take care of that.
Love it. Should have thrown Blocky out there.
Yeah.
You might need Blocky on your team the way your bidding's going.
I should have made us take a PGA Pro, but I didn't think about that in time. So
we could still add it in as like a wild card.
Just make the wild card a PGA Pro
No
instead.
bidding, just pick one.
Yeah. I haven't done zero research on that.
I haven't either. And I would say no Blocky. You got to take somebody else.
Yeah, sure. We'll talk about that another time. I'm not dealing with that today. All right, so Alex Fitzpatrick for $10. Don't mind that. I'm going back to the board here. So maybe you're going to put one of these guys up, but maybe we can talk through it too, just in case. I'm not really feeling the prominent live guys here. Your Rahm and Bryson. Does that mean that they're going to win?
I'll tell you.
Everybody was about him at the Masters.
On a live guy, right? Like this year, like as far as majors go.
Yeah,
it always kind of felt like Bryson was like, especially when Rahm was struggling there. It was like, oh, if Bryson doesn't play well, live guy's not winning.
Yeah,
and now he's not even really playing that well. It's kind of, and they've got some drama and Piff pulling out. It just feels like there's like a lot more going on than just golf. Guys trying to find ways out of their live contract, just craziness, right? We find it hard to believe any of these guys come out and play well this week.
Yeah, I kind of wonder how much, because all that stuff sort of started to break right around the Masters. Like I wonder how much they knew in advance, maybe. Like, did they just find out at the same time as everybody else what was going on that week, or did they get a little heads up, or probably a little bit distracted that week in the Masters?
I think based on... So I had seen some reports of a reporter that was like in a hospitality tent or something like that, and was like talking to this like random dude that was like an executive at a company, and he was like, well, I'm hearing from like our business connections that like Piff's going to use the war in Iran to pull out, and then like literally like a week later, it's exactly what happened, right? Like you start hearing reports of so. I would guess if like a random executive knew about it in a hospitality tent, these guys 100% knew about it. So does that distraction carry over? I think it probably does, just because now it's like in the public eye. You know what I mean? Now they're going to get nonstop questions about it. So yeah, I'd be shocked if a live guy played well this week.
All right, I'm going to throw out the other Fitzpatrick. Since you took Alex, I'll put Matt out there. We'll put Matt at 20.
All right. I'll run him up to 25.
What do I have? I got to get so many guys still, man. I'm just gifting you like the top 10 players in the world with the way I did this tonight. You go to me.
Top players in the world.
Yeah. But you got all the other guys that are fancy and fun around them. God, dude, I can't. My budget will not allow it. You're going to get the Brothers Fitzpatrick for a total of...
That's what I wanted coming into this.
A total of $35 for the Brothers
an all-time leader for the Brothers, for sure.
Yeah. All right, so budgets right now, I'm at 95. You are at what? 65, 75. You're at a cool 100. But you also have 4 players and I only have 2, so it's not good.
Yikes.
All right, you're up.
You want me to throw out another budget guy for you?
Now, you just, at this point, you're just kind of playing your own game here. I don't even know what's going on.
All right, let's throw out a guy that showed some form this past week. Ludwig Aubert. Played pretty good this weekend. I had a pretty decent Sunday or Saturday. Kind of got him back into the hunt. Was in the hunt there, maybe heading into the back nine. Just nothing really materialized. But it seems like he's playing better since his meltdown at the Players. I'm going to throw him out at 20.
Man. So yeah, he's currently, speaking of 20, I'm seeing him at 20-1. So he's right there with Xander in terms of market price. I missed a lot of this tournament this past weekend, so I'll take your word for it on how he was playing. just didn't get a chance to catch much. $20 for Ludwig.
Sorry, didn't he played okay Saturday. He played really good on Sunday to get. I think he came in 7th. I think is what he ended up finishing.
Oh, so he actually had like a bit of a Sunday charge.
Yeah. He was at. I think he got it to like 11 or so when those guys were at 13. Maybe looked like he. I think he had about 5 or 6 holes left at that point, but I want to say he either played even par or 1 over coming in, but pretty good Sunday.
You'd rather have him than the hottest Scandinavian player in the world right now, Christopher Rayton?
No, I would. It's gonna be a hard pass.
That guy's on an ultimate heater though. Going back to the team event,
it might be like the Ben Griffin effect. Like played really well at the team event, and just kind of kick-started like a win this week.
Yeah.
Who knows after that?
Man, we might have to change the rules of this game with the budget on the fly here. We might have to just make the wild cards just you pick somebody. 20 for Ludwig. Again, I think I'm just gonna have to let you have him.
You're giving them to me for 20?
Yeah, I just don't.
You're nice, dude.
I'm not like the thing is, Ludwig can compete anywhere, but like I still worry. It's a Ross course. I worry about his distance control with the irons and the short game, and so if I had a nitpick with him, it would just be that I don't know that he's got the chops around the greens there to get a win. But sure, you're just like stacking. You're absolutely stacking a top 20 parlay right now. You're on mute.
I said when you got the foot on the throat, you just got to keep it on it.
Yeah, so you're up to 120. I have only 2 players. This is tough scenes. I'm gonna go a little bit down the board for this one. I'm gonna throw out, if I can find him in my list. I'm gonna take Tyrrell Hatton.
Okay. So we are going live here.
We just had the live. Yeah, shocking. He's the first live guy being put up right now. I don't know.
Played well at the Masters.
Played well at the Masters. Usually, traditionally, kind of, a fairways and greens player and can get hot with the putter.
It seems like the one guy that has not gotten like super swept up in the drama of the whole live stuff.
Yeah,
you haven't heard a ton from him. Like you have from Bryson, some from Rahm. You really haven't heard anything from him in particular. So maybe he's just trying not to get swept up in it, right before a major.
Yeah, he's kind of in that sweet spot of like a really good, top 10 in the world level player, but doesn't have like the notoriety of these other guys. So he just kind of does his thing and just, I don't think he lets any of that stuff bother him. He lets plenty of other things bother him, but I don't think he cares about the live drama.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I'll put him for 15.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I won't bid him up on you. You can have him for 15.
Wow, throwing me a bone. So magnanimous of you.
If he ends up winning, I'm going to be so pissed.
This is somebody else. I'm gonna bet Tyrrell Hatton. I just saw him. He's plus 5,900 on DK. That's like 15 points better than any other book I've looked at. So I think he's going to get some of my money this week. Yeah, I don't know. I like him. He's fairways and greens. As long as he doesn't have a meltdown about some kind of design quirk on the course or something, I think we can.
He just starts throwing Donald Ross under the bus.
Yeah, once he pulls out the golf club shotgun, I'm cooked. But if he doesn't do that, we might be okay.
All right, let's see. I'll tell you what. We're gonna do Bryson DeChambeau. I'm gonna start him out at 15.
It's tough because I feel like part of me is, he burned me at the Masters. Part of me thinks like, maybe he can bully a course like this still. We've seen that in the Northeast out of him. But then I also kind of want to just like take him at his word where he's kind of like, I might just be a YouTube golfer and like maybe he's just not a serious player at this current stage. This could absolutely bite me in the ass, but I'm just going to let you have him for 15.
Yes.
I
like my squad.
You should. I'm just kind of done with the Bryson DeChambeau experiment right now. It's not for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You've secured 6 players. I've secured 3. Checking in on the budget, I have already spent, let's see, 110. So I cooled off after coming out hot, but you've got 6 guys for 65, 75, 100, 120, 135. So still a little wiggle room, but we've got some. We're going to have to get off our.
I'm not going to lie. I threw Bryson out there because I thought you were going to take him. I should have went 10 just so you would feel like you're getting like just a bargain that you couldn't say no to. You know what I mean? 15 was the breaking point, I assume. I
would have, if you threw him at 10, I would have pushed back at 15, and then I would have hoped that you took him, but you could have stuck me with him probably at 15, which wouldn't have been fun. Okay, that's, yeah. I respect Jon Rahm's game, but I also just don't really know what to do about him. It was horrendous at the Masters, but he's, third favorite on the board, and we have gone well past him at this point.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's insanity, and I think you would be a complete buffoon to bet Jon Rahm at plus 1,300.
Yeah, I hate the number. It sounds like, I think he opened higher, so people were betting him.
That's the thing down. Is like, you give him at like Bryson's odds, like plus 1,800, plus 2,000. Like I might start teetering with it just because I'm like, all right, he's a major winner. That's too good, kind of too good to pass up.
Yeah.
But at those odds, I'm out. That's craziness that he's the third highest odds on the board.
Yeah, this is where we're in. Like I said, we're in that range now where it's like you could tell me any of these guys wins and I'd believe you. It's just, yeah. So what does that bring your total? You need one more player.
Do I need one more? Or am I done?
That's 6. I guess we're picking at the end.
Oh, okay.
For wild cards, right?
Yep.
I just got like a free run here to pick 3 guys.
Yeah.
Man, this is bad. We doing this, we broke the auction. I don't know. This seems wrong, but okay.
I think you got too gun shy after coming out hot. I think that's.
Yeah, I also just didn't love. I would have liked to have Matt, but like I wasn't going to take Alex Fitzpatrick. I don't love Ludwig this week. I don't love Bryson. So like you also put up guys that I was like just kind of out on anyway.
See, I was putting up guys that I'm like, I'm good with them being on my team.
That's right? The thing. Like, so I guess you had the value run from that perspective. Now I kind of get a little bit of a value run here.
Well, and I'll be honest with you. I think we both kind of fell into the same pots in the Masters. Like we like kind of the same guys. I think it's clear that we don't like the same guys this week. Maybe outside of Xander.
Right. Okay.
Or Cam Young, maybe.
All right, so for next, this is a learning experience. For next time, I think we're going to have to make a rule where you can't take 3 guys in a row or something. That would have probably fixed this problem.
Yep.
And then that's also something to think about because, like, you could put up a guy that I absolutely have to take, but I really don't want, within reason. Don't be a dick, but
I won't be. I won't be ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. Back to the auction table. I'm going to fall for this trap, but. And it's damn well a trap. I know it's a trap, but he's just playing so damn good, and I want to root for it. I'm putting Ricky Fowler on my squad.
I don't hate it. He was. I'll say out of the 6 guys I've got, he was like kind of my next one of like. I want it so much that I'm like I would end up taking. You know what I mean? I wanted to take it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. We'll get to storylines or whatever. After doing this draft, but him winning a major would be pretty high up there for me.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I would love to see that.
All right, for posterity, or the sake of posterity here, I'm going to put 15 on him as my price. Make sure I don't price myself out here. That should take me up to I don't know, 95 plus 30, 125. So I got 25 left.
You need 2 more guys.
And 2 more guys.
You know what? I'll throw you another bone here.
Okay.
I'll give you John Rahm.
Yeah, I don't want that bone. I mean, I guess I'm gonna. Technically, it is your turn to put somebody up, so I'll have to take this one.
You said be nice. I feel like that's like the nicest I could have been.
I'm just saying for next time.
There's a couple other guys. I'm like, I'm not giving you that guy. Like, I in good conscience of the fact that I believe in them this week, I just couldn't give you a couple guys on here.
Yeah. All right. 10 on Rom. We good with 10?
Yep.
50? 10? Okay. That's one I don't love. Again, I'm up again. Now I'm just like kind of taking. Here's the thing. Colin Morikawa should fit this course. I don't know what has happened with him, and I just don't love taking him. But you know, there's no other golfer that's good on this planet that I cannot get right more than Colin Morikawa.
Yeah, no.
The weeks that I bet him,
when I think he's going to make a run, it's never when he actually makes a run.
No, and even when it's like he'll be ball striking it great. It'll be like the 3rd round. He's up in contention. He's playing well. He's got a matchup against somebody that's like only making putts, and I'm like, perfect. This is a head-to-head. He's going in the parlay. 4 legs. He's the 1 leg. He all of a sudden he shoots 78, and it's only because I'm on him. That's the only reason.
I can't get him right either.
So I'm not going to go with them. I want to be on Tommy, but he's just not been good. He kind of flashed this past week, but again, gets up there and doesn't do anything with it.
See, that was the one guy I'm like, in good conscience, I couldn't give to you.
Yeah, I might let him fall. It might be your wild card pick for you because I got my guys, and this is my problem. I'm gonna take Brooks, man. I can't not do it.
I don't hate that. That was the other guy I was like, in good conscience, can't give you that.
Yeah,
I can't give you a guy that's won 5 majors. I just couldn't do it. So
yeah, we're gonna put Brooks on the card. It's a classic me card here.
Played in Myrtle Beach this past week. Played decent, like nothing to ride home about, but if he was there, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
made the cut. I want to say he might have topped 25.
Yeah, I didn't pay much attention to that. Shout out to Brant Snedeker for winning, though. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, dude, how cool was that?
Yeah. We're down to wild cards now. You got your pick of the litter here. Any guy, any price.
Man, you know what? He flashed this week. Give me all the Club Pro kids. I'll take Justin Thomas as my wild card.
I like that as a wild card pick.
This is his tournament. It just feels like he's a PGA Championship player. Like, it just is what it is. He flashed this week. Just kind of, it's like one of those things, like I feel like the floor might be kind of high. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought I was going to have to get more down the board for my wild card, but since you took him, I think Tommy at his peak should play well here. I'm just going to take Tommy and just hope that, you know, if one of my other guys bottoms out, then he can save me with his, you know, top 20 at the end of the day.
I like Tommy Fleetwood. I understand the resistance of maybe not taking him, but you know,
I love Tommy. I love Tommy. I want good things for him, but he just doesn't seem full Tommy right now to me. But you know, get him up in the Northeast at a track where it's going to be important to hit fairways and greens, and he should be able to do that. And he's a really good scrambler too. Just the putting is like you watch some of these tournaments. I don't see a guy who burns edges more than Tommy. It's like every putt looks like it could go in and it just doesn't.
I know. And he's got the famous like bug video where like the bug landed on the ball and went in.
God.
You ever seen that?
I have.
Yeah. That's like, it feels like very Tommy-esque. Like he would be the one that had that video.
Yeah, for sure. All right, rounding out teams real quick. You've got Xander, Cam Young, the Fitzpatrick brothers, Ludwig Aberg, Bryson DeChambeau, and your wild card is Justin Thomas. I've got Scotty, Rory, Tyrrell Hatton, Ricky Fowler, John Rahm, Brooks Koepka, and my wild card is Tommy Fleetwood.
I like it.
I think we got it's. I think it's fun. You're right. The Masters, we were pretty lockstep on who we liked, and it became hard to to pick certain guys. And
yep.
This one was much more like we're trying to get each other to bid up guys we don't want.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think we're kind of on. I think we like different guys this week for sure.
Yeah. All right, I'll go ahead and stop sharing that. We can move along. A couple other quick PGA things. Anybody or anything else you want to talk about? Just storyline or player we didn't touch on?
Not really. I mean, I don't know. That's the one thing it feels like we're lacking. Maybe someone will get arrested on the way into the course on Friday, like at Valhalla, but it seems like we are lacking some storylines here, maybe.
Yeah, the PGA being in May always feels like it sneaks up on us now. And I think outside of going to like a big name venue, there's like not much to get hyped about until once the balls are in the air on Thursday. It's like, oh hell yeah, we got a major. We lock in for that
for sure.
But yeah, It doesn't have. It feels like such a drastic dip down because it's you get the Masters, which is like either the best or second best major. PGA is clearly the fourth of the bunch, so it's like 100%. You have this massive gap in excitement levels.
Yeah, I would imagine the PGA is going to run up the blocky storyline again. You know what I mean? Like kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I think everybody's sick of it, but shout out to the guy. He played really well in the last round of the PGA Club Pro to get in. So shout out to him for making another one.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to do that.
No, not at all. All right, we usually do this for majors. Ideal final three groups on Sunday.
Man, I'd love to see Cam Young in the final group for sure. Not just because I picked him. I think could be an electric scene with him being a Northeast guy in a major, trying to get the first major. Kind of like Ryder Cup vibes, like he kind of rode the crowd. Again, kind of selfishly, man, Jordan Spieth is up there too.
Yeah, I think a Cam Young Scotty final pairing, the best in the world versus the guy trying to get it done the first time would be a lot of fun. I think that second to last group, it'd be cool if it was give me Spieth and Ricky there. Like you got Spieth trying to do the career Grand Slam, Ricky's trying to win his first one.
I wouldn't hate that. Yeah, I mean
that'd be so sick as a final group. Maybe I'll flip those two. You get those two in the final group just for all the vibes and insanity, and then Scotty is a chaser and Cam Young looking like a thoroughbred trying to track down his first one. That third to last group, I don't know. I think you put Rory there for the storylines of
maybe trying to chase somebody down.
Yeah, well, just him and trying to like you win the first two. We're talking in season.
Win them all without winning the first two. Yeah,
yeah, that would be sick. Who else you want to put with them? I don't know. Almost anybody. Maybe like I think Brooks would be fun just from a like is he back perspective.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate Brooks. Brooks, I'd even take a Tommy up there just because, like, it's like, if he's close enough, it's like, he's kind of hunting for that first major too.
Yeah, if Tommy was in a group with Rory too, it'd be good vibes for Tommy.
Very good vibe. Very comfortable pairing.
Yeah, comfy pairing for him. You get him as a chaser, usually a little bit better than when he's trying to hold on to a win.
Fleetwood Mac in a major pairing on Sunday would be.
Yeah,
that'd be cool to watch.
I do think too, if you had, I don't know how much juice it would give you, but if you had one of the live guys in contention there with everything going on, that could be, if a live guy was to win this week, it would be very live needs that right now.
Well, and here's the thing too. Think about it. Like it then opens up the door for people to take the Brooks Koepka pathway, right? You win a major. Yeah. That was a lot of these guys. That's the one kind of, to take the Brooks pathway. That's the one thing they don't have is you had to win a major, in the last 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you think of a Tyrrell Hatton, guys like that don't have that major that they can kind of use that pathway for. So it'd be interesting to see if like one of those guys wins and it's like, shit, now I can get, now I can take this pathway to get back to the PGA Tour. So
yeah, that or you need like an insane, like a blocky type run, right? Like one of the PGA pros to somehow get in the mix would be
100%.
true insanity. So
Yep.
I think that's right. Official picks to win. I'm going to be boring. It just feels like a Scotty week to me.
I think Cam Young. I was hard. I was in on him on the Masters. He played well, but I think this feels like the first one he should win, right? Like just being a club pro kid and all that, and like just feels right. Kind of like when Justin Thomas won his first one.
Yeah, and I think you get a pretty good, with Rahm taking some steam, you're getting a pretty decent price on Cam. Like that 16-1 range is a good number for a guy
Not
playing
bad
like he
for
is.
a guy that's won some big tournaments this year.
Yeah, I'd for sure it could, that might be worth a look. Yeah, that might get my money even.
That
even though
seems
I think
more reasonable than Rahm at plus 1,300, right? Like,
oh, for sure. I think it's probably even better than Rory at like 9-1.
100%. Yeah.
All right. That's the PGA Championship. We'll be watching. We'll be back next week to kind of recap it all. We're gonna head to the patio to close this thing out. I think I went first last week. If you got something,
if you're ready, go for it. Yeah,
okay.
Go for it.
I wasn't too ready, but something I noticed sitting around the dinner table. We cook a lot here and all that, but got me thinking. Our 8-year-old's like kind of getting to the point where we're out of that phase where it's like we're just fighting him just to eat the damn chicken nuggets every night. So I'm like, he's done a really good job expanding and trying things and stuff like that, but he's still a kid, and you're like, you think about what you ate as a kid and all that, and so my question is like, what is something that your kids eat that you're like surprised about?
I'll be honest, my kids' love for broccoli is shocking.
That's a good one.
And I'll tell you, I openly talk shit about it. Like, I'm like, no, Dad doesn't eat broccoli. Like, I just don't. But they, we'll go out to eat, and like they actively ask for it as a side. Like with French fries as an option, like they go the broccoli route, which is just
that's crazy,
insanity. I never ate it as a kid. I still don't eat it as an adult. Like, there's something about eating something that looks like a tree to me that just, but they love broccoli, man. We go through more broccoli at our house than probably any other vegetable, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that is a good answer and a surprising one. That's like almost automatic. Anytime you would, think about like, if you had to name something kids don't like, broccoli almost hits the top of that list. Like that's what comes to mind almost.
Yeah, I think that's like, it's a very like, you either like it or you don't. There's no one that's like, oh, broccoli's okay.
Right.
Right. There's no one that says that. It's like they either like it or they don't. Kind of the thing.
I don't know how your house is. Sounds like you might have some veggie eaters, but like the vegetable struggle is so real all the time. Like our kids they'll tear through berries, crush bananas, crush apples. Like they'll smoke fruit all day long. But my God, trying to get them to eat a different kind of veggie ever is near impossible.
I'll say outside of broccoli, it is a struggle. And then they'll rip through a thing of like raspberries, and you're like, dude, that was like a $8 thing of raspberries. Like
lasts a day.
They lasted not even like they'll come home, it'll be gone by the next morning. It's like, holy crap, guys!
I know.
That was an expensive definitely an expensive habit for sure.
I need to buy some stock in Driscoll's,
Yeah, no kidding, dude. Like the berry game is they're fleecing people out here.
Truly.
And God knows what they're putting in them, because they're like, my kids are like pretty much any berry, raspberry. They love blueberries.
Strawberries.
Like it's crazy, and they don't last that long in the fridge. Like you better eat those things within like 3 days, 4 days max. Like or you're running the chance of having some mold growing on them for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for me, and this is more specific just to, like I said, just my 8-year-old. The other ones are too little. But, Zach will he'll eat sushi. We make some chicken tikka masala every once in a while. Something I'd never even had growing up. It was something I found in adulthood, which I know sounds very basic, but that's just the way my life was. And he'll crush that. Give him some naan bread and some basmati with some chicken tikka masala, and he'll just destroy it.
My oldest does like sushi. She does. She genuinely enjoys it. Like, actively asked to go to a sushi restaurant we have around us here. Like she really does. The middle one's indifferent about it. She's eaten it before. Still surprising that she'll actually eat it. Like, and I told them what it is. And they don't care. Like, but that seems crazy. Like when I was 9 years old or 12 years old, I'm like, I never would have thought, like, Mom, take me to the local sushi restaurant.
No,
like,
same.
Never would have done that.
Yeah, I mean, looking back now, like I wish I would have, but no, it was never crossed my mind as a kid. Another one, he'll eat hummus and chips like all the time. Hummus, another
is a big
thing.
one at our house too. Yeah,
yeah, hummus. I didn't come to until later in life. I feel like I had another one. Oh, this kid is spoiled. Steak when I was growing up meant you got like a burnt sirloin or something. I'm out here cooking like medium ribeyes for this kid, and he's like housing them. And so much so that he'll like dip his steak in the steak juice that's on my plate. Like that's, he's
I'll tell you, that's the one thing my kids don't like. They do not like steak. We went over to my brother's house. My sister-in-law grilled up some really good steaks from Costco, and man, I thought it was like, this is awesome. And our kids had no interest, like didn't want to eat it. We even cooked one like kind of well done, if they're getting weird about it being pink, but
yeah.
They don't like steak. I that's a little shocking because I remember like vividly like having steak like once every couple weeks in our house, and it was like a big deal. Like, oh dang, Dad's cooking steaks tonight. It's like my kids have no interest, none. Yeah. Like the crazy thing is like they'd have more interest in me grilling a salmon than they would like me grilling a steak.
That actually is crazy. I feel like fish is another one. Like fish and veggies are kind of tough for kids most times.
Most times, not mine. They crush fish. They love it.
Damn. Broccoli and salmon. There you go. Nice little dinner over at the Eat Your House.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's like it's mostly chicken nuggets and French fries, but
yeah,
they do have healthier habits than I probably. And honestly, I wouldn't even say healthier habits. Like my house, just like we're a middle class 90s family, right? Like it was Hamburger Helper, Sloppy Joes. It was a lot of ground beef, like
beans and weenies was a staple at our house, man.
Yeah, I even had a grandma that cooked like canned catfish, like burgers, like canned catfish burgers. Like I didn't get to be like eat sushi and steak and grilled chicken and all this stuff. So,
jeez, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's kids' eating habits are wild.
It is wild.
They switch quickly, too, by the way.
I was just going to say, like, you give them something one night, they crush it. The next night, they hate it. Something that they've never had before becomes their favorite thing all of a sudden, and it's, like, random. So, yeah, it's insane.
I today, for those that don't know, and I'm going to address this because it's been a long day. We had a dog. We had to put down our dog today. And it just, what I was thinking about is like, not necessarily my dog, and loved him to death. He lived a great 14 years. But, I think it's like, as you become an adult, you like appreciate the circle of people you have around you.
Yeah.
Just from a standpoint of like the ups and downs, even like the smallest stuff, maybe not losing a dog, right? But like even the small stuff. But like I'm at that stage of life too. And I think you're at this stage too. Like your circle's gotten smaller, but like if you would have told yourself 10 years ago, right, that you had a smaller circle, you'd probably been like, well, oh my God, what did I do? Or what's wrong with me or whatever. But you get that smaller circle that's like stronger, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know how you feel about this, but like it just makes things like experiencing even the worst of things. Like today, you've had a bit of a rough start to the year as well, and it's kind of one of those things like you appreciate the people that you have around you a lot more on a day like today. And you probably know that better than I do, but what's your feeling like? What would 22-year-old tell yourself if you like, hey, I have a smaller circle, but more support? to me, I would have been like, oh my God, like I must have pissed a lot of people off. That would have been my initial reaction. But people tell you that. I guess I never believed it. What was your thought process behind that? I never believed it. I kept telling people like, I'm going to have the same friends forever, right? Like this gigantic group of 100 people that I'm friends with.
Yeah, it's a good point. A good question. Back in that time when you're 22, 23, whatever, you're going out a lot. You've got acquaintances that feel like actual friends, and you just feel like you're going to continue to like meet people and grow friend bases just because like you're at that stage of life where like you're out, you're starting a career, all that stuff, right? So you just assume like things are just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and all that stuff. But yeah, I feel that too a lot where your world kind of gets smaller in some ways, but not for the worse, like you just said, right? Like it's life, I think, kind of just the way it shakes out, like it brings you to the people that you need to be brought to, like you kind of end up where you're supposed to in a way. And I've obviously, losing dad this year, I've not comparing the two, they're different losses, but it's, like you and a bunch of the guys from the course, right? Like people I didn't know, wouldn't have ever thought that. I would have never thought that I would have joined a golf course, right? Like that,
Yeah.
And then here I am, and you guys put together nice little. It was just DoorDash gift cards, but like in that moment, it was a thing we needed, and it was from people that I didn't know existed 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like, but it's the people that show up in the toughest times when you're 36, 35 years old, So
yeah,
I'm totally with you. It's, it just evolves, and you end up with the friend or the group of friends you need, and all of that just as you continue to get a little bit older. I've experienced it firsthand, just like you just said. So,
well, I always tell people this, and I've had people at our course ask this, and I think this is probably the perfect example of it. There's a couple guys that were in my wedding that I almost think of it as like, if you got married today, what would your wedding party look like? I think mine would look pretty different, honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, honestly, a lot different outside of a couple people, like my brother and Ryan. Like I still love the guys that were in my wedding. Like I've seen them around. But like, you're almost like, how would I build my wedding party today? Like if I was getting married today, mine would look a lot different. And I've had people ask me all the time, like, when me and Guntz played in the Gonigal, it's like, how long have you guys known each other? Like, I feel like you've known each other like a really long time. And I'm like, dude, I met him at a wedding in 2021. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think I knew of him, right? Like, I've heard you guys talk about him, never hung out with him. And the fact that people are like thinking that we've been best friends for like 20 years, is like, I think that's like the perfect example, right? Like,
I'll shout out two guys that I know listen to the show, like Tyler in Tampa, of course. He was several years younger. He was younger than my brother, but I knew him from coaching him in high school. And a week ago, him and I ran a half marathon together. Like we text every day, kind of thing. Like, and I would have never imagined that him and I would have been so close if you asked me that question, 10, 15 years ago. And then another one is Trevor, who I was good friends with his brother in high school. So he was kind of always around, kind of thing. And him and I just, for whatever reason, stayed in touch over the years. And, shout out to him today. He was over at my mom's house fixing a broken hose bib.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, again, it's just like the people that are supposed to stick around are there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the people you're supposed to be with at this stage are there. So
yep. And I'll tell you, I never take for granted, and I get told this a lot by people at our course, people that know you guys, that are not at our course. And the one thing they always tell me, they're like, I don't think you realize how lucky you guys are to like still have high school friends at 36 years old.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, well, part of that's like the place we grew up in, right? Like, kind of like it's big, but it's like not big in a way. People tend to hang around and stuff like that. But I always get told that too. And I never take that for granted. I understand that, I particularly like my wife, like she had a lot of friends in high school and had a couple best friends. And it's like, I couldn't name them, right? Like I have no idea. Yeah, I know one of them she still talks to, but other than that, like outside of that, I have no idea, right? Just no idea who they are. So that's pretty cool too. Yeah, I think a shout out to the guys that we know from our course, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I kid with people all the time, but I'm like, I'd say probably 60% of my like group of people, right, are 20 years older than I am, 15 years older than I am. Like, you know what I mean? As crazy as that sounds, shout out to Scott Johnson. Like he always says, like, he's like, oh, well, I was like what you are for me. Like I was for someone else at some point, right? Like someone young enough to keep you young, but like kind of like, he always kids. Like I drive him place. Like if we're going to the same place, I drive him, right? He doesn't like he's my elder. He's not supposed to drive, right? Like kind of thing. So I always find that funny. But yeah, it's like the people that are supposed to be there are there. And today of all days kind of shows that. And we've never been like big neighborhood people, but shout out to the people in my neighborhood. We've got 2, 3, 4 families that just kind of like, if you need something, they're there. Like, hey, can you go pick a kid up? It's like, like we trust them enough to go do that. And so it's kind of cool to have that group kind of built into like your super close geological, where you kind of live. So shout out to those people too. But I just thought when days like today happen or events happen in your life that are not good, it really kind of like I got text from you. I got, you got like our whole group chat was, texted me and reached out. So it's always, you kind of find those people. And it also, like, I think at this age, it just confirms who you already kind of know are your people, right? So
yeah, 100%. And yeah, that's it's tough. And we don't get over to your place much, but this year at the draft, there'll definitely be a little empty space for Shank for sure.
Dude, such a good dog. I mean, like, but it's like 14 years is. And the hardest thing is like my 12-year-old, that's all she knows, right? Like she grew up with that dog. But it was, it was a good run. He no regrets at all. He was loud, but I guess the only good news is we're not going to get the cops called on us anymore. So
I was just going to say, who's never going to hear this, but should feel like a real dickhead right now is whoever called the cops on him barking.
They might be having a party tonight. I don't know. So.
Yeah, we got to find out. I'm
still
now.
I'm telling you, if I ever find out, I don't care. Like my boy's gonna be like watching me dump garbage in their yard. Like that's what's gonna happen. So
that's right. Oh man. All right. Well, yeah, good question. Tough way to end it. Obviously, sorry for your loss there, and you got Hogan. That's good. He's there with you. So
yeah, He's a big dumb meathead though. So
yeah, everybody love on their pups tonight for Shank. All right. And of course, thank you all for listening. Please subscribe, rate, and review the show. Follow us on social media at Back96Pack. Shoot us some fan mail and enjoy the PGA Championship. Get out and play some golf yourself this weekend, and we will see you next week. Cheers.
Absolutely. See ya. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Back 9 Six-Pack. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Back 9 Six-Pack for all your content needs. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.